Before we dive into the video, shout out to Starbucks for all the caffeinated drinkers out here, man. Make sure that you are limiting your caffeine intake, all right? It will do a lot of damage over time. So your boy is on an amazing journey of healing, and limiting caffeine has been a big part of that journey thus far. So occasionally on evenings, I will go ahead and drink a decaffeinated iced Americano. Also, shout out to Dark Sports Wolves. I just hit a crazy gym session today. I did back and biceps, and I'm feeling so amazing, y'all. I want y'all to tap in with me. So let's start this video. Now, everybody, let me start off by saying that I really don't know much, and I believe that we all really don't know much, but we know what we know. And the more you learn, the less you know. That's one of my favorite mottos. And truthfully, we of course have experts in life that are full of knowledge and wisdom and understandings to extreme high levels of particular things. But remember that just because somebody's knowledgeable in one place in life doesn't mean that they know anything more about anything else. And that's something that I didn't just take for a grain with salt, right? I wanted to become more knowledgeable and wise in all facets of life. The only way to do that, well, the only couple of ways to do that, obviously, is to read and educate yourself, whichever way that is can be for you. And I find reading to be one of the best ways. So, reading is going to be experience in life. Okay. There's going to be things in life that reading cannot teach you. And even once you read stuff and you learn stuff, application is only in real life. And third is going to be God, tapping into a higher intelligence, tapping into your genius, tapping into spirituality, into the energy, tapping into the universe. I wanted to kind of construct all those into one. Again, whichever way would work for you. So once you open that up in that portal and you operate through source, God, universe, spirit, again, however you feel connected in the words, once you have those three, you will experience a lot of amazing things in this life and a lot of hard, dark stuff as well. I see it as light and dark. Now, before I start talking about manifestation, we're going to wrap that into the three pillars of it, because I want y'all to think about how you pass judgment on things in your life. It's very easy to be out here waking up, judging everything, um, categorizing everything, putting things into shapes and forms and boxes, and, you know, just learning how to discern better and passing better judgment. Because what happens is you will be limited at some point because you keep perceiving things the same way. When it comes to manifesting, when it comes to you doing the work, there will be, I will assure you of this, because I will break down a couple of personal experiences. You are going to be tested. You're going to be challenged. Okay. Depending on where you're at and what you're working on and what your path is, it can be extremely difficult, or something can change in an hour. But one important thing here is it doesn't matter if it takes 5 years or it takes an hour to manifest something. It's always going to be having a better judgment on the things happening at every second and any minute of your life, to be able to perceive and put perspective on the things that have formed or are forming for you. And so when we speak about good or bad, don't ever look or judge things based upon it being for you or not, meaning the universe is working for you and then saying, wow, now the universe is not. Why the universe is doing this to me? Why the universe or God is putting me through this stuff? This is not good. This is bad. This is negative. And then when God blesses you or the universe delivers, you're like, oh shit, you over here clapping. Universe got my bag. Universe is all for me. Instant manifestation. I want y'all to be able to stop doing that. Stop passing judgment on that. Okay. Sometimes I'm in YouTube comments and I'm reading some videos and it's like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive, but the universe playing games. The universe got me out here, blah blah blah, like all this stuff. And I'm hearing people talk, and this is how they're perceiving the situation. And it's not a good way to perceive it. Because, y'all, the universe is not against you and it's not for you. There's no separation. It's not good or bad. It's not out to get you, and it's not to do good for you. I need y'all to understand that, because when you think about it logically and you pull away from any type of perspective or programming on manifestation, you will realize how we speak in tongues about it. Again, it's like people pray when they're in desperation or in lack. Not everybody, of course, again, disclaimer, but I'm speaking about the common people that don't have a practice, don't have a commitment to actual prayer, morning, night, day, any moment in the car. It seems that everybody only prays when they really just need something. God, please get me out of this, like out of nowhere. Please get me out of this. Or God, please save me. Or God, please watch over my mom. Or um, God, please, I don't want to feel like this no more. Like whatever it is, we should always be praying. You should always be praying no matter what. You should always be working on the spiritual aspects and the spiritual relationship that you have in practice daily. So the same thing with manifestation. Same exact thing. Don't think that the universe or God is out to get you, and don't think it's out to save you. God and the universe will work through and for you. But when you, as the human, put all these concepts and constructs on all these things that you really have no knowing about or true understanding, you're going to find yourself on this seesaw. Okay. And I want to talk to y'all about these experiences because it goes very deep. There's a lot of darkness in it, and there's a lot of light. There's a lot of hardship, and there's a lot of breezy moments as well. We all know that God will put you through some very, very trying times. I can attest to that. God will put you, I'm getting the chills even thinking about it, man. God will put you through some trying times, man, only to make you a better person and only to make you a more evolved soul. So when you're working on your manifestations, be prepared for some things to shaken up. Be prepared for you to make some quick decisions. Be prepared for you to receive things that you're not ready to receive. Be prepared to act. If an opportunity comes your way, be prepared to seize it, because if you didn't, that could have been your opportunity. A lot of people want and to desire external things as manifestations. There's nothing wrong with that. But I will assure you of this, that manifesting good health, abundance, clear thoughts, peace, better relationships, and much more is always going to come out on top versus those external things. Again, there is nothing wrong with wanting or desiring to manifest anything outside of you. I don't care what it is. And that's you. That's special for you. If you want to manifest a Lamborghini, go for it. But what I found in my times, and take heed of this, is I have manifested a lot of external things and they came into fruition and I literally manifested it. And one of my good homies, right, back in New York, shout out my boy Darian. I remember one day he called me about 5 years ago. He says, yo, you're a master manifester. I was traveling the world. I was going to all these places. I was experiencing new people. I was changing. I was manifesting more money, more opportunities. I was doing this all very intentionally. And even with my last couple of manifestations, I manifested 2 moves out of state, out of New York. I manifested moving to Texas. I manifested purchasing my first real estate investment. And I'm currently residing in Cleveland, Ohio, which I didn't intentionally even want to move, but I knew that because I was manifesting and doing the work, that ultimately I was being guided to move. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I took a huge, quick step leaving Texas 8 months ago to move to Cleveland to start investing in real estate. And I was not ready to move, but I had to move. So you're never going to be ready, y'all. There's not this ready timing. You got to be on point with things in life. You have to be able to seize the moment, whether you're ready or not. And regardless, everything's always going to work out. And so that's just a quick little rant about a couple of things I have manifested outside of me, and a lot more. But what I realized is, on my journey, manifesting good health, good relationships, peace of mind, wealth mindset, these things bring a level of equanimity, and it's helped me be better in trying times. And that's something that I don't really hear people talking about more, is manifesting, a better spiritual relationship, and manifesting better relationships with friends, maybe new friends, right? Or new partners. Um, Manifesting getting out of tough times, which we all face. We're always, again, so caught up in external stuff that we forget that we have the power to manifest and plant seeds of good health and fortune. And I'm 31 now. And I realized that no matter what I pursue outside of me, man, anything outside of me is never going to fulfill me. It's only going to be an amplifier of what's happening inside of me, so I can experience what's happening outside of me. But manifesting and cultivating the health, the peace, good judgment, conviction, values, morale, principle, integrity, peace, doing good within myself so I can do good in the world. Do y'all feel me? That's all a part of manifestation, because you're simply manifesting and conspiring to be a better version, a better self of you. And so when it comes to manifesting, you can manifest definitely good and bad. You can manifest negativity. Play that again. Listen to that again. You can be the one manifesting negativity into your life. That's why it's so important to reflect on and challenge yourself on what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's your emotional state throughout the day. Listen, everybody, I keep this with me everywhere I go. All right, this is like my little Bible, and I just have tons of stuff written down. If you ever see like 8 Mile and you see Eminem on the train, on the bus, and he's just writing down notes, that's what this is for me. And to me, this is what happens when you live a more intentional life. I'm trying my best to keep track of my emotions, I'm trying to keep track of how I talk to myself throughout the day, and what moments of the day do I find myself a little bit like scattered. And when you ask these questions and you pay attention, you will see. So if you want to have a better day, you want to manifest a better day at work, or a better day on a Tuesday, or you realize like you're fucking done with this, your enough is enough, like you want to just start having a blissful day, man, where you just feel that you are connected and you're here alive, you can do that. A lot of that has to do with, as they say, vibration, which is the first law. And the second, which is secondary, is going to be law of attraction. And I always hear people talking about law of attraction first. It's always going to be law of vibration. Everything's moving. So that has a lot to do as well with how you feel, your emotions. So for people that aren't tapped into their emotions and they lack emotional intelligence, they don't know how to feel, it's going to be very challenging for them to pull out of that and manifest. But you have to use your emotions and your feelings to manifest. Your emotions linked with thoughts become this perpetual cycle. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all this. That's why when you think about something that bothers you, you feel bothered. And usually when you feel bothered, you are thinking about something that bothers you. You ever feel excited? You ever feel lit? Like sometimes I just feel lit. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, mm, inside of me, I feel that spark because I'm thinking that spark. So again, when you do the work, you challenge yourself and you grow, you'll be able to cultivate this a little bit differently and you'll know how to move it for you. But for me, I always think about things in the highest form and I attach a feeling or emotion with that. So if I'm going to set out, for instance, to go do something, I am very aware that I'm going to be challenged and I'm very aware that I know that I may not know anything about what I'm trying to do. But inside of me, I have a feeling. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel determined and strong willed. It's as if I know it's going to work out, even though I know nothing about it, because I'm not attaching or associating a specific narrowed down way for it to happen. So when I feel and think it, I then attach it to a thought, and then I allow my imagination to stir. And once I see the possibilities in my mind starting to play, it's over. It's over. Those seeds are already planted. And then I just basically start waking up with this vision and imagination of all of it just working out. And I'm feeling really good about it. Again, very aware that things are going to come my way. As I mentioned a couple of times already, I've been extremely challenged and tested along my journey. I never gave up. You know something's for you when it feels right. You have to believe and trust. You have to be very definite on what it is that you want, but also be okay for it to take shape and form in a way that you are not expecting. So again, everybody's expecting one way because you're coming from a very common and safe place. You only want it to happen one way because that's all you know. It can only work one way because you have not yet grown. So the only way for it to truly work for you in your mind, in your heart, in your ego, all these things that you feel, right, is that if it works out this only one way, then it's going to work. But if there's 5 or 10 other ways, it's not for you. It is. It is. It's definitely for you. You have to make that move. You have to make that decision. Now let's talk about timing. Timing is going to be everything here. Again, when you get better at passing judgment in a way that is not attached to any outcome or seeing things as good as bad, you'll realize that the next struggle that people face is going to be with timing and patience. And as they say, my friends, patience is one of the best virtues you can have. You want things to be on your time, I understand that. But remember that in this lifetime, physically, humanly, there are things that are going to be on time. And when we're on God's time, that's not in your control. So if you have a manifestation or you have something that's brewing up for you, give it the time needed. And it's not about the time, it's about what you're doing in it. If something would take you a year to achieve or for you to get to a place in your life, would you be willing to wait? And the biggest question is, what would you be doing in that year? If there were things to be called on for you through God, through images, through just a knowing, or maybe you just waking up to something, would you be committed to that? If an Olympic swimmer wants to win, what do you think the Olympic swimmer is going to be doing up until the final race, the finale, right? The big race. Training, swimming every day, dieting, focusing, resting. I mean, vigorously too. vigorously. So when you look at the common person, the average person in life, more or less, that's trying to start changing, there's a lot of challenging things that are going to come in play. It has to. Next biggest thing is going to be patience and timing. In the human form on this planet, right, we have things that are based upon time, but do not associate the timing on the clock to the timing of your destination, because if you do, you're going to be cutting yourself short. You're going to be very stressed, and you're going to lose all track of everything. You're probably going to lose belief. You're probably going to lose hope. You're going to be putting yourself through unnecessary strain because you're not realizing that that timing that's on the wall on the clock is not the same as God's timing. It's not the same. So when you do your spiritual work and you're doing the inner work, remember that God's timing is all that matters. And on your timing here, you're going to know what you got to do. Maybe you got to be more disciplined. Maybe you got to create new habits. Maybe you have to make time in the day at 5 o'clock every day to go to the gym so you can start cultivating and manifesting a healthier you and a better body. That's just an example. But when it comes to actually changing and everything, the timing on the clock means nothing. It's all God's timing. The universe, there is no clock. And this is not about getting things or doing things easier or quicker. Y'all got to stop watching all this shit on TikTok and YouTube about getting things quick and life hacks. Do y'all know that those don't last long? And if you're like me, which is what this channel is about, it's just about growing in the long run, longevity. If you want a quick and easy fix, you're going to have to go to another channel. If you want to be told that you can get this right away or anything in your life, you're going to have to go to another channel. Those people will fill you up with what you need. But for me, I'm learning too much, and I'm not in a race to get ahead of anyone or even myself. I'm understanding what it's like to live this life here in discernment on a day-to-day basis and cultivate the best life that I can, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. So really, it doesn't matter if you are a male or a female. All this stuff applies to the same. You feel me? We all have a brain. We all have a mind. We all have a spiritual essence to us. We're all God's children, no matter what. So just remember that patience, again, is one of the strongest virtues you can have in any part of your journey in life. Because before you know it, y'all, our time will be over here on this earth. And you're going to have to, meet yourself at that time to ask yourself if you lived an honorable life, if you really basically manifested all that you wished, and did you deliver in that, and did you seek out to be the truest, most expanded, most potential you? Or did you really cut yourself short, and are you full of regrets?